great. We're leading by a lot. And like record-setting stuff, that's the way we want it. We had the big day in Iowa, and we're going to have a big day in New Hampshire, I think equal to. And we just got some word that one of our opponents, a very capable person, is dropping out. Ron Desantis. And Ron is dropping out, and in doing so, he endorsed us.
She did. She's looking for you. Yeah.
That was the other thing we were doing.
I don't think she watched him and see if they have but that wasn't, it didn't go on
It's been a great experience. We were at the rally. We volunteered at the rally. We've been making telephone calls. A number of us have, along with other folks, have gone door to door. We haven't had the opportunity to do that, knocking on doors like we did last time, but we accomplished what we needed to accomplish. We talked to a lot of folks. We made a number of calls here, and we're going to continue. Hopefully, the primary season after maybe New Hampshire, it's all going to be over, and President Trump will be the nominee, and the others will all drop out, we're hoping. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We're not going to give up, and we're going to continue to call. In fact, we're going to make calls on our way home to New York.
I volunteer for the Trump campaign, and yes, we're going to go door knocking. We're going to do the phone calling, anything to get President Trump back in. He's for the people, and I hope everybody sees that.
Well, he's the greatest president of all time, and I never voted before. When Trump got into politics in 2016, he was the first president I went down and registered to vote. He was the first president I voted for. And since then, 2016, he did a great job. And then I voted for him again in 2020, and now 2024. I'm just going to keep voting for him because he was screwed the election last time. So he's the greatest president of all time, and I think if everything's fair and there's no cheating, then he'll win.
So I went to the Heritage Foundation. It's the largest conservative So I went in 2020. She said they still hasn't gotten his.
Before we begin, I'd like to take time to congratulate Ron DeSantis and, of course, a really terrific person who I've gotten to know, his wife Casey, for having run a great campaign for president. He did. He ran a really good campaign, I will tell you. It's not easy. They think it's easy doing this stuff, right? It's not easy. But as you know, he left the campaign trail today at 3 p.m., and in so doing, he was very gracious, and he endorsed me, so I appreciate it. I think we're going to have the same kind of a result here as we did last week in Iowa. Iowa's well. Get your neighbors, get your family, get everybody. You got to vote because we have to win by big margins. We have to let them know this is a movement. You know, this is the greatest movement in the history of politics in this country. This is not what we want. Our movement is pro-borders, pro-jobs, pro-freedom, and 100% pro-America. Pro-America. We will terminate every diversity, equity, and inclusion program across the entire federal government. And I will instruct the heads of ICE and Border Patrol to begin the largest deportation program in American history because it's not sustainable. We have, if you think about it, people coming in from all parts of the world, from parts unknown, speaking languages that people here have never even heard. and they're being dumped into our country. They're coming in from mental institutions. They're coming in from jails and prisons. They're terrorists, and they're coming in at levels that nobody's ever seen before. And I'll use Title 42 as I did. We had Title 42 to end the child trafficking crisis by returning all trafficked children to their families in their home countries immediately. Once he indicted me, he did something that's never been done before. He indicted a very popular, look, I had tremendous popularity. We had a tremendous success. He indicted, raided my house. I mean, think of it, raided Mar-a-Lago. FBI agents raiding Mar-a-Lago. But think of it, he indicted a former president of the United States. Once that happened, thank you, I agree. No. Thank you. But once that happened, it was like the gloves were off, because that's the worst thing. It's not even possible. Many presidents leave, and there are things you can go after. And frankly, to be honest, that's one of the reasons the Supreme Court is looking now at immunity. You have to have a guaranteed immunity for a president. Otherwise, a president's not going to be able to function. And hopefully the Republican justices that we have and judges that we have will make correct decisions. And what I want is just fair and correct decisions. And the president has to have immunity. If they don't have immunity, you're not going to have a presidency much. You're not going to have much of a country, frankly. It'll be a terrible thing. It'll be a disaster. Donald Trump has a pretty good lock on the party. He's got about 48% of the. That's not 48. MAGA is not 48. MAGA is like 95% of the party. I believe that. Now, I can't use the name Ron, so I'm not going to use Ron anymore, but let's use some of other candidates, right? Nikki Haley is doing really well, which is not true. She's doing really poorly. She's losing by a lot. We have to win, and we have to win by a big, resounding number. It's got to be a big, big, beautiful number. You know, Vivek just came with us, and now Ron just came with us. They're all coming with us. They're all coming. So if you want to save America, then this Tuesday, January 23rd, day after tomorrow, very simple, you must vote for Trump. Have to vote for Trump.